Hello and welcome to this demo of the new open data experience in Socrata. Before we get into the demo, it's really important to cover the people that we optimize this experience for. We'll start with external constituents, what we call your customers. And there we have identified three key personas. Laura, the local resident, she has many questions that she needs answers to. These are questions that range from how safe is my neighborhood to when is the next bus coming, or what school should I choose for my kid based on things that I care about. And the goal of a successful open data experience is to really provide her with those answers, primarily based on a search in Google or some other search engine. Aaron, on the other hand, he's the community advocate. Aaron really cares about your open data program. He knows where your open data site is. He actually follows the site because he is both motivated and technically able to dig into the data and understand, all these different data sources that you publish and how they relate to things that he cares about, such as fighting homelessness in the city or making sure that your government organization is transparent. We're also looking at Dave. He's the application developer or the open data developer. And Dave not only cares about the data, but he actually depends on that data in order to build the apps and services that we want him to build in order to expand the value of your data. And Dave really cares about technical documentation, cares about how robust your API is, how expressive it is, and how does all this technical infrastructure and all this data help him create apps with as low a bar as possible. So those are your external constituents. Now, within your own government organization, we've also identified three key personas, starting with Dora, the Chief Data Officer. Now we can use the Chief Information Officer, the Chief Technology Officer as proxies for Dora. This persona really cares about the big picture stuff. How do we connect our open data initiative and all this data and all these APIs and this entire ecosystem? How do we connect that to what's going on around us? How do we connect data to mass consumer apps like Google and Yelp and Zillow? How do we exchange best practices with our peers? How do we build that digital city and that ecosystem of innovation around us using our data and all the resources that we provide as part of our open data initiative? We've also learned a great deal about optimizing this experience for leaders in the organization. Could be the mayor's office, could be the governor's office, but here we're talking about how do we use our own internal data assets to kind of bring departments and agencies closer. How do we use data to measure and report on performance? How do we make data-driven decisions? Really, how do we use data as a resource internally to improve our own performance and our own visibility and our own ability to visualize and solve problems? And then the last, but certainly not least, is Sammy. He's the department head. He represents basically an agency or a department or a group of people who are really focused on a single-minded mission or a narrower mission, and their goal is to use data to engage their constituents, to use data to shift citizen interactions from other channels to digital self-service channels, and use this newfound ability to create data and information products that make the delivery of their services faster, cheaper, and ultimately more effective from a citizen standpoint. So these are the personas that this demo will cover, and we'll try and systematically go through the different use cases that meet the needs of each individual persona.